G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Delling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just published an article titled Corrupt AFP Officer Trent Matters, who investigated Bruce Lehrmann for rape, charged with perjury. And he's also been charged with perverting the course of justice and concealing evidence. Now, I'm going to read out a large part of that article. Now, he's a third police officer who I've exposed for corruption, who was part of the team that investigated Bruce Lehrmann for the rape of Brittany Higgins. So the prima facie case of the AFP trying to cover up Bruce Lehrmann's rape of Brittany Higgins is getting stronger by the day. And given Senator Linda Reynolds' defamation case against Brittany Higgins and her husband David Shiraz is set down to start in August, I suspect more evidence will come out about the cover-up then. But let's get into the article. It was published on the 14th of July 2024, and it starts off, Australian Federal Police Officer Trent Matters, who investigated Bruce Lehrmann's rape of Brittany Higgins, has been charged with perjury, perverting the course of justice and concealing evidence in an unrelated matter, but which occurred around the same time Bruce Lehrmann raped Brittany Higgins at Parliament House. Background to Trent Matters' charges: alleged police cover-up attempt in the investigation into former AFP officer Joshua Tiffin and his twin brother Keenan Tiffin. The ABC reported in May 2019, the Canberra Australian Federal Police officer and his twin brother are behind bars after police allegedly found a large quantity of child pornography, hidden cameras, and a device transmitting offensive material at their home. Joshua Rod Tiffin and his brother Keenan Lee Tiffin, both 41, were arrested yesterday after tip-offs from two women who claimed to have been shown the material by the men at separate times. Police said they had seized more than 400 videos, many of the videos allegedly featuring girls between 12 and 14, but some contained younger children. In April 2022, police officer Joshua Tiffin and twin Keenan found guilty of using hidden cameras to spy on tenants. In October 2023, it was reported both sides to appeal after judge blasted cover-up in case of brothers who allegedly secretly filmed tenants. From what I can tell from media reports, Joshua Tiffin and his twin Keenan avoided the most serious charges, possession of child pornography, because key computer evidence was ruled inadmissible, as it was not legally seized by the police. And given there is a cover-up allegations by judges and the police against AFP officer Trent Matters, you have to wonder if that was deliberately done by Trent Matters or others to help Joshua Tiffin and his twin Keenan avoid possession of child pornography charges. Trent Matters charges. Media reported on Thursday that AFP officer Trent Matters has been suspended from duty after being charged with perjury, perverting the course of justice, and concealing evidence relating to the charges against former AFP officer Joshua Tiffin and his twin brother Keenan Tiffin. The Riot Act website reported the charges relate to an investigation into identical twins, former AFP officer Joshua Tiffin and his electrician brother Keenan Tiffin, who had been accused of secretly filming female tenants at a Canberra home in 2019. The pair had previously been found guilty of 3 counts of capturing visual data each, but that's subject to an appeal. According to the particulars of the charges, Mr. Matters is accused of making a false sworn statement in a legal proceeding with the intention of procuring someone else's conviction for or acquittal of an offence between the 5th and 6th of August 2020. He is also accused of concealing evidence with the intention of influencing the outcome of an illegal proceeding sometime between the 12th of June 2019 and the 6th of August 2020. Senior Constable Matters also worked on the case against Bruce Lehrmann. Trent Matters was one of the 5 AFP officers that sued the ACT government and former ACT prosecutor Shane Drumgold for defamation on the 26th of April 2024, but they dropped their case on the 25th of June 2024 and paid Shane Drumgold's legal costs of $12,500. Trent Matters' case will return to court on the 1st of August for a directions hearing. Trent Matters was one member of a large team who investigated Bruce Lehrmann for the rape of Brittany Higgins. 2 others were Detective Superintendent Scott Muller and a Detective Inspector Marcus Borman. And as you will see below, there's a real pattern with supporting evidence of police corruption that has just strengthened with Trent Matters' charges. On the 31st of May 2023, I published an article titled AFP Detective Scott Muller committed perjury at the ACT inquiry trying to conceal aiding and abetting Bruce Lehrmann, which starts off, Detective Superintendent Scott Muller has blatantly committed perjury at the ACT Police Corruption Inquiry when he gave evidence on Tuesday the 23rd of May. And two key witnesses are Bruce Lehrmann's barristers, Steve Whybrow and John Corn. Steve Whybrow and John Corn have in effect accused Detective Superintendent Scott Muller of helping them with Bruce Lehrmann's defence. And that is why Scott Muller refuted their version of events when he was in the witness stand. On the 8th of June 2023, I published an article titled AFP Detective Marcus Bormann's Tampering with a Police Document to Conceal Bruce Lehrmann's Lies, exposed at the ACT inquiry, which starts off, Detective Inspector Marcus Bormann deliberately deleted two key paragraphs of a document written by other police that accused Bruce Lehrmann of lying, which was sent to a senior police officer to determine the prospect of rape charges against Lehrmann, as per the below video of the ACT Police Corruption Inquiry. Now, if you go to the article I've just published, you'll be able to click on those links and read those previous articles and watch those previous videos. Now, let's look at the issues. Number one, why have the AFP only charged Trent Matters now, given the alleged criminal offences occurred between 2019 and 2020? Trent Matters could have been charged in April 2022 or not long after, given former police officer Joshua Tiffin and his twin Keenan were found guilty in April 2022. Why the AFP have waited almost 4 years before charging Trent Matters is greatly disturbing, and given the seriousness of the charges he was trying to cover up for another AFP officer, there needs to be a public inquiry. Number two, if the AFP had charged Trent Matters earlier, say for example at the beginning of 2022, would it have had an impact on Bruce Lehrmann's rape trial, or the Walter Sofronoff ACT Policing Corruption Inquiry, or the Bruce Lehrmann defamation judgment by Justice Michael Lee, who said in his judgment there was no evidence of a cover-up? If Trent Matters had been charged in April 2022, it would have greatly undermined his credibility as a witness at the Walter Sofronoff ACT Police Corruption Inquiry. Trent Matters filed a witness statement signed on the 19th of April 2023 at the Walter Sofronoff ACT Police Corruption Inquiry. Walter Sofronoff protected the corrupt police in his ACT inquiry report, but it would have made it a lot harder for Sofronoff to do that if Trent Matters had already been charged and possibly been found guilty of his current charges. At the very least, Trent Matters' witness statement could have been challenged by Shane Drumgold or someone else based on Matters' credibility given his alleged crimes. But that never happened because, for some unexplained reason, the AFP had not charged him at that point. Given Trent Matters is alleged to have tried to cover up the crimes of former police officer Joshua Tiffin and Keenan Tiffin, did Matters also try to cover up Bruce Lehrmann's rape of Brittany Higgins? Both Brittany Higgins and former ACT prosecutor Shane Drumgold have previously made allegations of a cover-up, and if they had known about the charges against Trent Matters, that might have made a difference to how they made the complaints and how those complaints were received by others. Number three, did Trent Matters' charges play a part in Matters and the other four AFP officers who sued the ACT government and former ACT prosecutor Shane Drumgold for defamation, discontinuing their defamation claim on the 25th of June 2024? Commander Michael Chu, Detective Superintendent Scott Muller, Detective Inspector Marcus Bormann, Senior Constable Emma Frizzell, and Senior Constable Trent Matters sued for defamation in April 2024 and discontinued their claim on the 25th of June 2024. There could have been a number of reasons why they discontinued their claim. I think the most likely reason is they sued for defamation hoping for an easy win with a settlement payout from the ACT government like Senator Linda Reynolds received. But Senator Reynolds sued in the WA Supreme Court, which has the old defamation laws which make it easier for applicants to win defamation cases, which is probably why the ACT government settled the case for $90,000, $70,000 in damages and $20,000 in legal fees. The ACT and the Federal Court of Australia, which is the court where the five filed their claim, has new defamation laws, as does every other state except WA, which makes it easier to defend defamation claims. And I suspect the ACT government were going to defend the claim, otherwise it might have opened the floodgates for other public servants to sue government for defamation. My guess is, faced with the reality that they were not going to get an easy payday via a quick settlement and that they would have to hop in the witness stand and perjure themselves, the five AFP officers decided to discontinue their defamation claim and pay Shane Drumgold's cost of $12,000. Number 4, did the AFP only charge Trent Matters with the 2019-2020 offences for perjury, etc., because he was one of the 5 AFP officers suing the ACT government and former ACT prosecutor Shane Drumgold for defamation? Given the AFP had been sitting on the charges against Trent Matters almost 4 years before charging him, the question has to be asked, did Trent Matters and the other 4 AFP officers suing for defamation motivate the AFP to charge him? Number 5, why did the AFP allow Trent Matters to give a police statement to the Walter Sofronoff ACT Police Corruption Inquiry when they knew he was facing charges for perjury, perverting the course of justice and concealing evidence in an unrelated matter, which would go to his credibility as a witness in the ACT Police Corruption Inquiry? To my knowledge, Trent Matters only gave evidence via a witness statement to the Walter Sofronoff ACT Police Corruption Inquiry. He wasn't called to give evidence, so he wasn't cross-examined on his witness statement. But the AFP would have known at that point in time that Matters was facing criminal charges for his role in an alleged cover-up attempt in the Joshua Keenan Tiffin matter. So the AFP really had an obligation to declare Matters' likely charges to the ACT Police Corruption Inquiry and other witnesses of the inquiry. The fact that the AFP didn't make that declaration should be investigated. Senator Linda Reynolds' defamation case against Brittany Higgins and her husband David Shiraz is due to start on the 2nd of August in the Supreme Court of Western Australia, and some more evidence of the cover-up might be exposed during the trial. I've been sitting on what I regard as some smoking gun evidence in relation to the political cover-up of the Brittany Higgins rape at Parliament House, and I'll publish it in the next few days in another article and another video. So make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and read that article. There's links to all further information, links to the articles I quoted from, and also links to those articles. You'll be able to watch some videos of the Walter Sofronoff inquiry. And make sure you share this video on social media. In Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media, I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. I currently have 428 supporters. I have a target of 600 supporters to become financially viable. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps in a big way. And the link for the Patreon account will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please hit the like and subscribe button. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.